All right, what is up? Sorry about the long intro. Had to do a bunch of nerdy admin stuff before we went fully live. But cool, yeah. Welcome to Spoiler Kings. This week we're gonna do Kenobi. We're gonna do some trailers. We're gonna do our giveaway. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. My name is St. Kramer with Brian the Grizzly. We got Martin from Dynasty Pylon over here talking with us again, and Brandman or Brand the Man. We got Brandon back talking Kenobi.
Either one will do.
Yeah, it's all Brandman. I like this.
Cool. Nickname.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, please, mine's Tank Kramer and Brian the Grizzly. So, so it's all about nicknames. Well, cool. How you guys been? How you guys doing?
Good. Same old. It's nice to be in the middle of the week already. The holiday was good.
Yeah.
I like when it does that. It like shortens the week up. So it's like, oh, it's already. You think today's Tuesday, but it's actually Wednesday. I'm like, oh, I only got 2 more days of work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is very nice.
I have one thing to say.
Huh.
That's enough. No copyright.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. I love the fact that this week get to talk finally. I've been waiting so long. You have no idea. I've been like waiting. He's gonna keep on giving us glimpses. Keep on giving us glimpses. That's all we get. And finally, I get them. Yes.
But yeah, how awesome was that suit on?
It showed it all. How did it all came together? I mean, it was like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with. Oh, that was awesome.
It was like I was thinking more Voltron, like right arm, left legs. So yeah, we're definitely getting into that because there's some things where I was like, I never thought about that. With episode 3 of Kenobi. But first, I figure you guys want to talk about like the other news Star Wars is kind of making.
Yeah.
About like just everything right now. So if you don't know, Star Wars released a statement, I guess was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Saying I wish I should have pulled up the actual tweet itself, but saying there's no room, in this world for like racism, and it said something like there's countless species in the galaxy, don't choose to be racist, and they had a picture of Moses Ingram, who's Reva in the new show. So there's her, and then it kind of came after she posted a video, I believe, on Instagram, and so let's just watch the video real quick, and then kind of take it from there.
There's nothing anybody can do about this. There's nothing anybody can do to stop this hate. And so I question what my purpose is, and even being here in front of you saying that this is happening. I don't really know. But I think the thing that bothers me is that, like, sort of this feeling that I've had inside of myself, which no one has told me, but this feeling of like, I just got to shut up and take it. I just kind of got to bear it. And I'm not built like that. So I really just wanted to come on, I think, and say thank you to the people who show up for me in the comments and the places that I'm not going to put myself. And to the rest of y'all weird.
All right. So that was like the original. In the beginning, they don't show the actual beginning part. And in the beginning, she actually has screenshots of messages she was getting from it. And they were not good.
Yeah, I've seen them.
She was called the N-word. She was being referred to as a diversity hire. Somebody said like Operation Get Behind Darkies is real. I mean, that's horrible. Making fun of her just her in general, so
they made fun of her being a woman, her complexion as a woman, her race. I mean, they've just gone out all those things. I mean, it's so toxic. Yeah, it's just toxic, and that toxicity is not really. There's no room for that. I don't know why everyone feels like to build themselves up, you need to tear someone else down. Why can't you just enjoy it for what it is? And there's no need for all those things.
Yeah, and what did she do to warrant any of this? She's doing a job that she was hired for, which, by the way, I think she's doing a pretty good job at so far.
Don't get me wrong. Her character.
I don't understand, and it takes a very special type of pathetic to do something like that.
Yeah.
You're sitting here, you're sitting here bullying the actress that was hired to just to do their job.
They're reading a script, Brandon. That's what's so funny. Like, it's like someone wrote these parts for them. This is all part of what it is. So why are we even arguing with the actress? What? Who cares? She's doing.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't understand. And they give fans and people who love this content like us a really horrible image and a really horrible name.
I agree.
They like how dare they call themselves fans?
Yeah.
It's sickening, and they do this for any and every reason that they're able to, and it's really unfortunate, you know.
Yeah.
What do you say, Martin?
And you know,
I think it's dumb, really. Like, why even like waste your time to make the effort to insult somebody? Like, we've been dealing with this for many years. Like, it doesn't faze me at all, the fact that I work with different races at all. Like, I would never think about any of that at all. Like, here we are, we're diverse, in this show here. Like, and it's crazy to me that there's still people out there, and I wonder if it's like the old generation just kind of teaching the newer generation. But still, I'm my line of work, that is not even like a thing, because I see different people from all over the place, all over the world, and it's crazy to me that in my own country I still see this, and I still it's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Why? Like, stop. Like, it's just dumb.
Really.
Don't even make the effort for it.
Yeah.
Just ignore it. Move on. Enjoy what we all came here to be. We're all part of the Star Wars fans, and this is what brought us here. Don't just watch it just to hate.
I
Makes
agree.
me wonder, like, imagine if the internet existed like back in the 80s when Billy D. Williams was cast.
Yeah.
The internet in the 80s? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't even
that
think
would not have been good. But that's actually a thing that a lot of these racist kind of comments or people defending it are saying, is like, oh well, Billy D. Williams didn't get any hate, blah blah blah. Who else am I thinking? Giancarlo Esposito didn't get any hate. Carl Withers didn't get any hate. But I was like, you don't know that. Like, they could, and they're not. And also, they're a little bit older, so they're not on social media the way a 28-year-old is going to be on social media. But like, you don't know that they've gotten that. I'm sure if you go to any of those three men, they will all say it,
But have you heard James Earl Jones ever talk about anything? James Earl Jones tells you all the crap that he's been through. He's been through the laundry list of everything. So I just know that he has seen things that we don't even want to talk about on any of these shows. And it's not like it's gotten worse. I just think that you've provided a platform for people to use their toxic.
I'm pretty sure. I remember them putting John Boyega. John Boyega went through it.
Oh yeah, John Boyega definitely went through.
Yeah, Marie Kelly Tran, I think went through.
Definitely, it came after her horribly.
Yeah, I mean, but it's. What was I gonna say? So there's those guys the saying that, which also is like, that's not how racism works. Like, not like, just because not every single person of minority is degraded or talked down to doesn't mean like, oh well, that person didn't get talked down to, so therefore there's no racism. It's like, that's not how it works. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. There's always some excuse, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unless you're a straight
so you get a lot of, yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of that, but also so there's that from the fans, and then you have a lot of other fans saying like, oh, because we're criticizing the character, we're racist. And I'm like, that's two separate things that you're crossing the lines with. But you should be able to like criticize, I don't like this character. It's not on Moses Ingram. Like you said, she's reading lines. If she did a bad job, then the director should have said something. The executive producer. I mean, how many executives? Catherine Kennedy. There's so many people that would have been like, "Hey, that was kind of bad. Let's do it."
Catherine Kennedy,
I'm just saying.
Don't line there, no, she ain't gonna say.
Yeah. But I mean, Deborah Child's a great director.
Yeah.
So
Deborah Child wouldn't allow it.
Yeah,
she's developing what she's doing.
And you know what? She's not doing a bad job for her. I don't like her character. I personally, just me. I'm a black man. I don't like her character. I don't like the way she does all this stuff. but she's doing a great job of being not liking her character. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that's what it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to like the character. That's what it is.
To like her. She's a villain. Hello.
It's like, and she's doing a good job of being unlikable. That's fine, but it's what is needed for this show. I don't like Ewan McGregor when Obi-Wan. I was just telling Tank, Obi-Wan, better stop acting like a bitch. You know, come on, let's go, Obi-Wan. You know, tell me I don't like Obi-Wan Kenobi, or Ewan McGregor,
or Ewan McGregor.
Either way, you know, understand that those things you should be able to distinguish saying those things rather than attacking a person or because of their race or because of their complexion or because of their sexuality or any of those things.
Yeah, they're just finding reasons, and it's and what really kills me is people started doing this 2 episodes into the game, two episodes into it.
Yeah,
you know,
or you know nothing.
you hate the.
I mean, no one knows anything,
villain, or you hate the actress for the villain that you're supposed to not like. You know, that's really sound logic, you idiots.
Yeah. I think Star Wars Theory, he spoke about this as well. I mean, he's probably the biggest Star Wars channel on YouTube. And he had a pretty good take, and he goes, yeah, she's annoying, but she's supposed to be annoying. She's annoying to the other Inquisitors on the show. Like, they're all annoyed with her, you know. And I think me and Brian yesterday off air were talking about it. It's also like, she's also young. She's, I think in real life she's 28, but in the character, I think she's supposed to be around 23.
Yeah, 21, 23.
Tell me a 21 to 23-year-old who has power, has like physical power, like the Force, and thinks they're invincible. You know what I mean? And
how
wants more
annoying
power.
Is that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, most 21-year-olds are annoying.
Annie was the same way.
But that's a whole nother thing. How many annoying characters are there in Star Wars that you wind up loving? Ahsoka was super annoying, and she's amazing now.
She's great.
Young Anakin sucked. Hayden Christensen Anakin sucked, and the people love him now. I mean, there's so many. Kylo Ren was super annoying. Ezra from Rebels. I mean, these are all like annoying characters that got fleshed out and grew up because they grew up. They had Luke Skywalker, the first
was
one.
The most annoying character ever invented, and you're like, what is wrong with you? Why you need to get all this assness out? That doesn't make any sense. Like, come on,
right?
You know, and we grew to love him, and to the point where he almost became what Star Wars was about. Yeah. So you have to give space, time, and see where the character go.
Character development, character arcs. That's what makes things great. So, you know, like I think in time, I'm not gonna fully judge which is why we don't do a season rating until the end of the season. You know what I mean? Because then we watched it all, we see how it all played out, and then we kind of like take it from there. You know, we'll review each episode, you know, individually, but at the end is when you have the full picture, and then that's when you get to look at it. Right. So I mean, there's a lot of people that with the leaks were upset about the leaks, which I know you guys don't know. I don't know, Brandon. I'm not going to talk about it, but people are already kind of like making their own like assumptions even before the show even started. Yeah. So, and that's just kind of really shitty, really shitty to do. And then there was a thing today I saw somebody say was, if you're mad at Moses Ingram for being a bad character, you know, for like doing what she's doing on screen is bad, so therefore she as the person is bad, then why aren't you mad at Mark Hamill for what he did with Luke in The Last Jedi? Because it's not him. You know what I mean? It's like it's the director. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, you gotta let things play out.
Darth Vader for killing everybody.
Yeah, you know.
How dare you kill everybody? Yeah. Well, you know. Yeah. Kind of character. I was written that way.
Yeah. So, I know. Here, let me play this real quick. I don't know. You got anything else to say, Martin? I know we've been kind of.
No, man. You guys been basically almost repeating yourself, but I mean, it's just kind of like it's just what we all think. We all think the same thing. It's why.
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
Stupid.
It's very upsetting. That a young woman can be like, yeah, I'm told there's nothing I can do. I'm like, that's fucked up. Like
that crushed me. That hit me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's upsetting, but that's kind of reality out here for a lot of things, for a lot of people. That's the reality. There's things you can't deal with because you can't do anything about it because people are keyboard warriors behind the keyboard. They'll say whatever they want to say, and you don't know whether to take it seriously or not take it seriously. And there's literally nothing you can do about it. And it's frustrating.
Yeah, incel losers.
So we'll finish on this. This is Hugh McGregor came out and he said something on the subject. So let's just watch this.
It seems that some of the fan base from this influential fan base have decided to attack Moses Ingram online and send her the most horrendous racist DMs. And I heard some of them this morning and it just broke my heart. Moses is a brilliant actor. She's a brilliant woman. And she's absolutely amazing in this series. She brings so much to the series. She brings so much to the franchise. And it just sickened me to my stomach to hear that this had been happening. I just want to say, as the leading actor in the series, as the executive producer on the series, that we stand with Moses. We love Moses. And if you're sending her bullying messages, you're no Star Wars fan in my mind. There's no place for racism in this world. And I totally stand with Moses.
Enough said.
Yeah. He said it all. If you're doing stuff like this, you really don't deserve to call yourself a fan.
Yeah.
And that's putting it lightly.
I almost want to say, let's case closed. Let's change the subject.
Yeah.
That was perfect. Perfect ending.
Yeah.
Yep.
He said it all.
Yeah. So here, let me hit this, and then we'll move on to talking about Kenobi. All right. So Kenobi episode 3. I literally just finished watching this like 20 minutes ago. 22 minutes ago, right before I came on. So I had a long day, and then we came home and watched the episode. Initial thoughts. What do you guys think? Like right off the bat, without spoiling anything, what do you guys think? Start with Brandon. We're good.
I really liked the pacing on this particular episode. I'm liking how they're. I'm young Leia's awesome so far. You definitely see the Carrie Fisher influence in this child actress. She's been great so far. The opening scene with Vader was great. James Earl Jones back is awesome. And
yes.
It's so funny comparing his voice acting as Vader in this to his voice acting 3 years ago in the Lion King remake. And how just people were kind of debating whether or not he just didn't care in the Lion King, or if
he read the script. That was the problem.
He just didn't care. He was just like, "Where's my paycheck?"
No. Yeah.
Redoing.
He read the script and he was like, "Oh, really?
Why am I saying all these lines all over again?
Why is Nyla? What did Nyla become leader of the pack? I don't know what you're talking about. This is stupid."
Yeah. Can I go home now? But yeah, it was great to see him back because I was kind of questioning if it was going to be Hayden Christensen voicing him, because they had touted his return, or if it was going to be James Earl Jones. So it was very, very much a pleasant surprise to hear James Earl Jones' voice.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Martin? What you got?
Overall, this episode was great. Last week we talked about how we thought maybe prediction of what we thought about Reva. Obviously, everything what Brandon said was just money with Vader and all that. So I'll focus. I guess I'll take it to another focus with Reva. At the very beginning, when we saw the Inquisitors, she was the very first one to talk to Vader on the hologram, talking about the plan and what she did, and he actually gave her the opening go, you can be Grand Inquisitor. So it was just like, okay, now we see a little bit more of a role with Reva. hopefully this gives Brian a little uptick on her character a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know we're supposed to hate the villain, but I can't not hate. Like, I love Vader. I don't care what you say. Like, we're supposed to hate the villain, but I love Vader so much. Like, Vader's the coolest thing ever in Star Wars, and it's just like seeing her transition into her. It reminded me of young Vader, Annie, when he felt all that power. He felt, I'm stronger than everybody else, and then nobody could stop me. She is in those footsteps. She's from a Jedi transitioning into this evil Sith Lord type character, which we don't know her future yet. But I see this. I mean, but like Brandon basically said everything about like what I wanted to say. But I'll say a little bit about Reva there.
Yeah,
it was great. It was really great. I liked one thing about it though. When they were sitting and they were talking with stormtroopers back and forth, and there's a scene there, and Obi kind of messed up a little bit, and Leia looked at him like, "Oh crap!" Like,
she's like, "Grandpa,
I could see your mother in you," and that was oh man, that scene right there. I was like, oh man,
Freudian slip.
Yeah.
That was a good catch by Obi-Wan too. That was a good save.
Yeah.
No, I think that was honest, and Leia caught that, and that's why she was like, I don't want to go through spoilers all for everything, but yeah,
she was just smart and brilliant the whole time. Like,
she is.
She's so
like,
fearless.
what are you doing? And don't worry, I got this. You sit back. I got this.
She's so good at these things. Yeah. Oh my goodness,
I love her character.
Yeah. I gotta say, so
and one more thing that I want to add about Reva, Martin, just to kind of add into what you were saying. One thing that I really like about her character, and what kind of makes her interesting to me, and makes me want to see more and how she develops over the next, I believe it's 3 more episodes.
Yeah.
Her ambition, I really like. It's just like Anakin was as a character.
Yeah, very determined. Yeah,
he was like, "Oh, I'm so powerful. I can be more." I really like her ambition, and I'm really interested in seeing how that plays out and where she goes from here and where she ultimately ends up.
Vader's gonna kill her.
I can see that.
It won't be a thing. It'll be like, you failed, neck broken, dead. That's what happened. But
yeah, if anything, this episode kind of
shows you that's who Vader is. He a badass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we definitely saw that in that one scene in the town. So,
my question is, so I asked Tate this earlier, just to let you guys know, is the Grand Inquisitor dead?
I hope not.
You still think not? I kind of agree with you. I don't think he might make a comeback last 2 episodes or something.
Yeah. He has to be the one who changes the whole thing with Reva. Like, everything's going Reva's way right now. I think he's going to be the one that changes it. Everyone's going to rally around him. He's going to fuck it up for her.
Yeah, because
that's literally what's going to happen. And then
there's the 5th brother too, right?
Yep.
I forgot which one. The 8. Yeah,
he's
like
the one who's fighting for that. Spot.
The spot.
Yeah. But I think that what they're going to find out, that the Grand Inquisitor is not dead.
Yeah. No, I mean he can't unless you cancel Rebels, but you can't cancel Rebels because the Ahsoka show is gonna follow after what happens in Rebels. They're gonna go looking for Ezra and Thrawn, and Sabine's already coming back. They already announced it. Chopper's gonna be back, so that show's canon, which the Grand Inquisitor plays a big role in that show. So I think, like what Brian said, I think he's going to pop up towards the end and be like, oh, yeah, no. And one thing, I don't know if you guys read the comic books too much, Vader hates all the Inquisitors. Yeah. Like, he wants them all dead. He wants them all dead. Like, he's like, you guys are all trash and you can fuck off.
They're not real for him.
They're not real. Yeah, they're Jedi that are trying to be bad, but he still sees them as Jedi. He's like, therefore they should die. They're not. Yeah. So he kind of uses them every so often and really like torments them a lot in the comics. But I can say, like, he doesn't have control over it. The Emperor has the final say because they're the Emperor's Inquisitors. He appointed the Grand Inquisitor. Like Vader can't come in there and be like, "Oh, you're the new Grand Inquisitor." Like, no. The Emperor already got the rules set with this. These are just toys you can play with, but you can't throw them away or don't forget they're mine. Yeah. So that's why I don't think the Emperor's going to show up. Maybe that'd be pretty awesome if he does. Maybe at the end,
right.
We're
he's about to kill the Grand Inquisitor too. He kills Reva, and he's about to kill. He's like, that Vader, Lord Vader, and he tells him, "Slow down." Bro.
Yeah. Or I can see Vader appointing Reva as the new Grand Inquisitor, and then the Emperor comes in. I doubt it's gonna happen, but the Emperor comes in and was like, "Hold on, no." Kills her, and he's like, "No, my guy's still in charge, so shut up."
But that's the one thing I feel like one thing the Emperor did. He's never did that to Vader in front of other people. Anything he always did with Vader was kind of like, mostly behind the scenes. He's never directly in front of anyone else, say, Vader, you're wrong. Like, he gave them that power to do this. The only time it's always only with him and then his other number one, like in together, in a small group. He'll never, go after him. I think that's why Vader has to kill Reva.
Yeah.
And then the Grand Inquisitor, he allows him to live. He's like, I allow you to live. No, he can't kill him because he's still alive, and the Emperor is still in charge of it.
Yeah.
So that but I want to say about this episode, I'm not as high on the episode as you guys are. Like there are parts that I love because I love Darth Vader. I think he's the greatest character ever created in all cinema. Like I think that highly of him, the greatest character ever created, and so that he automatically keeps the level high. But overall, the episode was flat. I mean, how did Reva get to where Leia needed to go? Leia had like 100 yards to go. How did she get there? They just things that didn't add up. I didn't understand why they're allowing things to happen. Why Ewan McGregor was just or where Obi-Wan was just being that stupid about things.
Yeah, man. 10 years on Tatooine in solitude just really, kind of working as like a butcher on Tatooine or whatever he's doing, just really messed things up. Really did him in. Really made him rusty.
Yeah, I mean, not just rusty. I mean, he hasn't used the Force for nothing. I mean, these are just regular stormtroopers. Wouldn't you think that Obi-Wan Kenobi could say like, hey, I'm not the people you're looking for. Like these are regular. They're regular people. They're me and you, Martin. That doesn't make any sense. You can't control us with the Force. Like that doesn't make any sense.
I was expecting that. I'm like, oh, we're gonna see the Jedi mind trick, and nope. I was like, really? I felt a little like ripped off there. I was like, oh, come on, like you got to show you have it a little bit, but I don't know. I still feel like that's what the show is showing is like he gave up on being the person he was. I still see I see them comparing it to the prequel Luke kind of style. Like he went there, he cut himself off the Force, this and that. Even though he's trying to reach out to Qui-Gon, but I feel like he has that block from the PTSD kind of
definitely.
Stuff.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but I see them trying to really connect like Luke from the sequels to Obi-Wan on Tatooine. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like out of the realm of impossible of what he did because Obi-Wan kind of did it a little bit. But I don't know. I'm agreeing with Brian. Like I liked the episode. I didn't love it, and there's parts of it that I was like, it confused me. I was like, why are you sitting there watching like him kill the people, watching Vader kill the people? Either run or help.
That was weird.
Yeah, like intervene.
Yeah, Vader feels
if you're
it,
not,
right? If Vader's going to know you're there, so if you would have just took off running, he wouldn't have felt you, and you know what would have happened? The episode would have ended because he would have got onto the ship and they would have got off the damn planet. That's what would have happened.
Yeah, and we're going under the assumption that this guy has spent most of his pretty much most of his life, training to be a Jedi, and you don't like how do you become that inept, is what really kind of threw me off.
This guy went to Jedi college to be a butcher. That's what happened.
He
That's
was just a
exactly what
regular
happened.
Jedi. He's a master. He was
A master.
on the council. He is it's like Obi-Wan Kenobi is. There's not much better. Obi-Wan Kenobi is Mace Windu's power with the grace and the knowledge and the wisdom of Yoda. That's who he's supposed to be, and he's getting his ass whipped all over the place. And that's just, it's hard to watch, knowing understanding it, but it's still hard to watch.
You know, and I kind of think of, you know, when you think about Jedi's, it's like, you know, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, and all that. You know, all this is just reawakening everything that he hasn't done in a while. You know, but exactly what you said, he's a master. Like it should just come easy to him, like riding a bike. But we're all expecting that, and I'm not trying to be, you know, harsh about this, but maybe he really is determined to not do, because he was fighting like ass.
Yeah,
he couldn't defend himself worth a damn.
Yeah,
and it was crazy to see how much of a transition he has made. That in the 10 years, has he really just like a whole decade? Do you really forget all that? Or I don't think so.
How is he going to train Luke if he's planning on training Luke? How is he going to train Luke if he ain't practiced none of the stuff? That didn't make sense to me. Yeah, and I got a question. Maybe something I'm missing, but I thought Jedi are supposed to like not act emotionally, and that's not where the power comes from. Definitely. But when Leia was falling, it seems like Obi-Wan's emotions is what made him be able to use the Force, right? Mm-hmm. But isn't that counterintuitive for what being a Jedi is? You know, and I didn't understand how the emotion is what finally pushed him over the edge, even though that's the lack of emotion is kind of what the lack of connection is what makes you a Jedi. It's kind of those things I just felt like it was like.
I think it's gone all out the window at this point. It's all out
they say that a lot. Yeah, they do that a lot though. Like even like at the old ones, it was a lot of emotion. You know, like Luke almost dying. You know, where Leia like felt him. You know, so it's always like heightened emotions. It reminds me of like Dragon Ball Z, honestly. You know what I mean? Like it like with like, you know, once you get to your emotions going, you kind of get the power revved up a little bit.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, I mean, I just think he's has a block, you know, and it's the fear that's blocking him from allowing him to be Obi-Wan right now, because he still refers to himself as Ben. This is not Obi-Wan, and I know I said that last week.
No,
he even said, he goes, "Oh, the great Obi-Wan." He goes, "Nah, I just go by Ben." I was like, you need to realize who you are, and I think that's what it is. He doesn't think he is who he is. You know what I mean? For obvious reasons.
He has a web block.
yeah, basically, like Spider-Man 2. Yeah. So,
every time he calls himself Ben, I'll fall back to, you know, I told you guys Supernatural how much fans I am, a fan of Supernatural. And so when God calls himself Chuck, like, but you're still God. And my mind is like, but you're still Obi-Wan Kenobi, dude. Like at some point, that has to change. Like at some point, it's like, all right, you know, when you show glimpses of it, and you're just a smart person who's been through this stuff for your entire life. All he knows is the training. You know, as he said, I don't remember mom and dad. I don't remember if I had a brother. But what I do remember is all this training. Then how come your training didn't tell you, how about you get away from Vader so he doesn't feel you in the Force? If you feel him, he feels you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He's just not thinking. I think he's not thinking right. You know, like it's still messed up in his head, because that's the part is like, why aren't you helping these people? But part of it's fear, you know, because like, I'll give Ewan McGregor a lot of credit, man. That's when it zooms into his face and he sees Vader for that first time, that he's got fear on his face, man. His eyes are big and it's just, like you saw a ghost almost, you know, like, I mean, he kind of did almost really, but fear.
Acting wise, Ewan McGregor is killing it, and he slipped right back into this role, you know, like a comfy pair of house
continuation.
Like I love watching him as Obi-Wan, and you even kind of see that progressive, evolution into the way Alec Guinness played the role, which I really like. And he's done that over the course of pretty much all his appearances in terms of, his mannerisms, the voice patterns. So I really, really appreciate everything about Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. I might be a little biased because Obi-Wan's always been one of my favorite Star Wars characters, but it's always a pleasure to watch Ewan McGregor in this role. You could tell like the passion is really, really there. He loves playing Obi-Wan.
Yeah. I mean, I know he got the whole prequels got a lot of hate, so I know him and Hayden Christensen, like in one of the interviews, were talking about like how they had to deal with not being welcomed by the franchise, and now 20 something years later, they're beloved, by a lot of fans.
That's funny because I can see Hayden Christensen, but I thought Ewan McGregor was always loved. Like, he was always accepted. Like, it wasn't that it's not his fault that the prequel was crap. It was everyone was blaming someone else. They said, but he did a good job. I felt like that he just, he's going along with it, but that no one ever blamed him.
Even Hayden Christensen, I think his performance in episode 2 was very but I thought he stepped his game up in episode 3, and I think the guy is a pretty good actor. Like, watch Life as a House or Shattered Glass. He's really good in those. I think the content that he had to work with had unfortunately failed him, but he did what he could, and I thought that he was pretty good. And I thought he was pretty decent in episode 3. In some cases, you can only do as much as you're able to.
Yeah, or whatever the script allows you to.
Whatever the script, and
In episode 2, he had to be a young, stupid teenager thinking with the wrong head, but also you're the strongest freaking Jedi.
You're forced to keep a lid on your emotions at all times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is the whole problem with Jedi, but whatever. That was what I was kind of getting at. That's the whole problem.
Yeah. Which upsets me because I don't know if you guys read many of the books. I'm assuming Brandon did because you read a lot, but a lot of the legacy books, they kind of get into that where Luke has kids. He has a wife, so he kind of like, your emotions can be good and useful and stuff like that, So, but I was kind of like upset why they didn't do that. But whatever. So we'll keep
talking. I'm gonna grab something. Hang on.
All right, but I was saying we got to keep it on this episode. So the Vader thing. So at the beginning, that was one of the coolest scenes in Star Wars. Just Vader getting assembled was super awesome, and he had these tubes. Yeah. I think I said like Voltron because it was just the arms and everything like that. But it was like definitely like Iron Man, being all Disney owned. But he had these tubes in his. I couldn't tell if it was his back or his front because he's all burnt. So
it was his back, I think.
It was like his lungs,
it was his front. Because that box that's on, it plugged into those holes. And I was like, holy shit, I never thought about it. That box directly goes inside of his body. And I was like,
keeps him breathing and living.
Or maybe like helps circulate the blood, help breathing. And I was like, oh, that's super interesting. Because when they put the thing on him, there was like the chest plate or whatever. There was holes in it that fit right over it, and then they came in with the box, with all the squares and shit. And it went into holes.
It went into the body. It sure did.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit! I never even thought about it. And a little detail like that kind of got me super hyped. And I was like, oh, that makes more sense now. It's not just something hanging on the suit. It's like inside of him. So I was like, huh. So just little things like that I thought were interesting, up with it. But but that whole scene was super cool.
I got you. That was
the suit up scene at the beginning.
Yeah, it was so awesome. Like the whole thing, seeing them being put together, and you're right in the body. You saw like even where the box went, it went inside the body. Like it was like inside
like 4 prongs.
Yeah, it was amazing. So that was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
Yeah. By the way, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I went and dug out like an old pair of work headphones from like one of my former jobs. So.
It's perfect now. You sound good.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better. It's not as
yeah. Didn't want to be the odd
echo.
man out. Oh yeah, no more echo, right?
Yeah, sounds good. But yeah, man, I mean this episode had me like completely mixed. I loved it, and I kind of like I didn't hate it, but I didn't like I just didn't
love
get
it and question it, right? You loved it, but you have to question some parts.
The way it ended, like you said, it was like, wait, how did she what? It was like, did she know where the tunnel went? Did she use some kind of forced teleportation?
It was going to a port, right? So
like
a hangar. So she might have already known where the ship was. Maybe.
Yeah, but
like she might have gone the other way or something. I don't know. Look, I've seen Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon go, all right. So she might have done the same thing. I don't know.
Like she passed up like seeing Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight. Like she just passed that up and just kept on going. Like
that's his job. Hell yeah. My job is the girl. That's
she only had to go 100 yards. Like just
hey, look, Jedi. That's all I gotta say. All right. That's probably what she did. I don't know.
But I don't think she knows the importance of the girl. She just knows that the girl is Bail Organa's adopted daughter.
Yeah, she doesn't think she's
because
Leia.
Organa. Well, she doesn't know who Leia is.
Right.
You know, she just knows like Obi-Wan's gonna help Organa because they're buddies.
Yeah.
That's all she did, the reason. So it's like we're gonna kidnap and he's gonna go ask him for help, and then bam, we got him. So
yeah. I think she just looks at Leia without knowing who she is as a potential means to an end.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
It's leverage against Kenobi.
Leverage. Exactly.
You know? Yeah. And that's how I saw it. Like, okay, well, Vader's obviously dealing with him. I'm gonna go take this in case something else happens. But Vader was dragging that dude.
It didn't make any sense. The timing didn't make any sense. I was like, so she was like, all right, you keep running. It's right there. All you do is run right there. She goes back and helps Obi-Wan, and somehow Reva gets from where she is and in the city all the way to the hangar that took that long distance in like 2 seconds. Like it just didn't make sense. And then no one stopped her. The fifth brother didn't say, "Hey, where you going?" No one did that stuff. She went on top of the rooftops or something like that.
You saw how she was busting out the parkour on the last episode.
There you go. She's jumping over buildings, man.
Yeah, just doing like Assassin's Creed style, like jumping, hopping, climbing up the mountain.
That was confusing a little bit, but I feel like there's also alternative thinking that why would they film the way they got there kind of thing, like maybe cutting that up into a single episode because you could only fit so much. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking outside the box. Like how would you? Why would we really care? Because now if we saw it, would you really care? Like, I mean, if Taya went back through the tunnel, told Leia keep going, Taya ran back, would she go up another hatch or something? Would we really care about that? I wouldn't care. I'm like, okay.
I was just want to know how she got super speed. Like, I mean, I didn't know like she got an extra ring or something like that. Like, from Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know what exactly is going on. It happened, but whatever. All right, my biggest thing is how did she get away from the fifth brother who's watching her like a hawk right now? How is she the one that's able to go from in that building to that hangar with everyone looking at her and be able to get there and no one else know that she's there?
Well, didn't he say to fan out?
Like a sore thumb.
So didn't he say fan out and search out kind of thing?
Yeah, so they're just going from house to house to house. But fifth brother's not letting let third sister get out of his sight. Especially what's going on with the Grand Inquisitor now. So, I don't know. It just my answer might be answered right in the next episode. They might say he didn't, and he let her do what she was going to do, and then he injured Reva, and he takes the girl. and then Obi-Wan takes the girl from him, and that's what happens. And then Reva gets killed because of let Obi-Wan get off the planet. Could be as simple as that. I just didn't understand it right now. I'm just questioning it today. But it might be resolved later.
Think about Vader killing Reva. I think the Grand Inquisitor comes back and kills her.
That might be a good one too. That's I like it. I like what
yeah, I could see that, especially since they pretty much established their relationship as a power struggle. Like, to me, like one of the immediate comparisons, I thought it was very Megatron and Starscream. And
that's a good one.
So, we've seen enough Transformers to see how that relationship and power struggle always played out.
Yeah.
So I could see I could see the Grand Inquisitor coming back and just offing her on site.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for a limb to get cut off. There's always a limb. Almost every freaking Star Wars.
Well, you saw how she cut that girl's hand, that woman's hand off in the first episode.
Oh yeah, I missed it. There you go. Thank you. I got my limb. I forgot.
Yeah, and this one, that stormtrooper got sliced in half by the laser.
But there was always like an arm or a hand. Yeah,
there's always an arm, a hand,
pretty disgusting.
Or a leg.
Like,
that was nasty. Yeah.
Hey, I just want to talk about one thing real quick. Hey, Vader was bad as hell when he was walking through the streets, just like killing you, pull you out of your house, lift you up, killing you. The sun coming out, he's dead too.
Dragging the people and
dragging them as he's going around. All right.
Definitely one up that scene from Rogue One, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That Rogue One scene was still good.
It was so dope, right?
I don't know.
No, I think the scene itself was cooler for sure. It just looked awesome. But also he was killing like people meant to be fighters, like fighters, you know what I mean? Like rebellion people. He was killing like a kid that ran out because his dad's getting choked and then kills the dad. And then this one was more.
This is
more brutal.
How heartless he really is.
Now. Oh, he's very dark.
They
showed how dark he was.
He has nothing in his mind. It's all about just exactly what he's one goal, one thing. That's it. And that changes things. I mean, that really changes your outlook on him.
Before we talk about how dark he really was in that fight scene, before we get to that, you could just see the transition. Like, obviously he's been through a lot, but like, we're talking about the scenes of Rogue One and that it was just, he's not the same person that we kind of seen throughout the series. Like, he is
definitely,
they changed him a lot. It's very dark. There is hatred beyond belief
right now.
Yeah.
For all this other crap going on.
He is. They brought back that comic book series of Vader that we read, or if you've read any of the how dark he was, before the Dr. Aphra series, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it was just very, very dark, and I was like, this is the Vader I read in the comic books. And
definitely,
like, this is dope.
This is the greatest villain of all time. You talking about? We love Marvel. I love Marvel, but Thanos has nothing on Vader. What Vader would do to Thanos? He would have broke his neck and held him up in the air and just broke his neck immediately. Like, Vader is it. Like, he could think about it and kill you no matter what. He makes you suffer too. Like, he could have killed the father. He just held him up in the air and let his son see it, and then killed the son, and then killed the father. That was cold.
Yeah.
Killed the son first, then killed the father. That's why I was like, that's a bad man.
Yeah, that was ruthless. So ruthless.
I think Vader was one of, like, off topic, but I think when he was in Soul Calibur, if you guys are familiar with that game. Definitely. You could get the Vader unlockable. I was like, done. Like, it was so cool, man.
I think it was Vader was only PS4 and Yoda was Xbox.
Yeah. I was like, I'm so glad I got the PS4 version, because damn. But
that was pretty awesome.
It brought back that nostalgic for me, that when I was reading as a kid how dark he really was. I wonder if they give him the lightning force that what we reread in the comics as well, but we'll see. I don't know if that'll happen or not. But I don't know if you guys want to talk more about that or if you guys want to jump into that fight scene at the end.
That's what we gotta talk about, the fight, because that fight.
Oh, we have to.
That's the big one.
Yeah, that really changed how dark he was when he what he told him. He's like, you are now going to feel what I feel or what I felt and what you did to me. And I don't know if you guys want to explain what happened, but it was
first off, that was the biggest Michael Myers or Halloween or Jason walk I've ever seen. Like he was just, I ain't running after nobody, and then he just comes out of nowhere. Once again, he just like comes out of nowhere and turns his lightsaber on.
Michael Myers through and through.
That was so epic, and he was just badass. It was straight badass the entire time, and he was looking at him like, "Yeah, you're nothing to me." Like, he was doing, Obi-Wan was doing anything he could, to not die, and Vader was just like,
like, please,
whatever you do, this is stupid. You're terrible. I'm gonna tell you how terrible you are as I kill you. Like, and I'm going to light you on fire, and I'm gonna drag you, and I'm gonna talk to you slowly as you get dragged through. I mean, he is it. That was it.
Yeah, and it's looking at that fight in comparison to their last fight in Revenge of the Sith, where they were basically on equal ground, and Anakin lost because his arrogance more or less got the best of him.
No, arrogance is what killed you.
Yeah, like, and then just to see Obi-Wan essentially get friggin' bodied by him.
Yeah.
For like putting it lightly,
without two legs and one arm, he got bodied.
Yeah,
I'm surprised we didn't see like the training montage of like, when the guy gets beat and then like he trains for like a whole year nonstop and comes back better. Like that's basically what Vader's been doing for the past 10 years. Was just like nonstop training for this one moment.
He's had a 10-year Rocky montage.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in the snow picking up stuff. Oh my god! Or I guess mentally doing that because there's no need for him to actually do it.
He's a torso.
With stubs.
Left him.
But I mean,
basically to die. It was just nuts.
Yeah.
Well, so while I was watching that, especially towards the end of it, so Vader picks him up, Force grabs him. He's not choking him, I don't think. Makes him drop his lightsaber and pulls him into this fire that he created. And I was just like, damn, that's really powerful. Even for like a Jedi versus a Sith, that he can do that. I was like, that's how bad Obi-Wan has become. Like with the Force, like he can't even stop
protect
somebody else from. Which is what I always thought was kind of like weird, but
it kind of makes sense, right?
Just so bad.
Said we were waiting for him to use the Force to say, these are not the droids you're looking for. It would have been a perfect callback to that. But he can't do it. He is mentally not strong, emotionally.
He's got too much fear in him.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
which doesn't make sense. What? Does he fear Vader? Why would he fear him if he already beat him? So
because
I don't know
he knows
he doesn't know. He didn't know Vader. He didn't know Vader existed. So he doesn't know all the bad stuff and how bad Vader was. So is he fearing Vader or is he fearing the thing that he did? He left his Padawan there to die.
Yes.
Yeah.
He left because that is exactly what he told
his
him.
Brother. Yeah, he left his brother there to die when he could have saved me. He could have done anything. He could have ended his suffering. Mm-hmm. He left him to die. He did the most un-Jedi thing, and he's not fearful. He's fearful to face the Force. He's fearful to look other masters in the eye and say, I'm a Jedi.
Yeah, and plus, in addition to that, like you said, he left his Padawan there to die. His Padawan survived, and he's still one of the leading Siths in the universe. So obviously, Anakin has heat for Obi-Wan at this time. Like we got business,
Yeah.
So So Obi-Wan is more or less kind of shitting his pants in that regard too, I feel.
But you know, if he was doing that, if he knew, if he thought that we were still on the same level, you think he would just man up. But it seems like he's gone so far from trying not to be a Jedi that he is just fearful to really open up to the powers anymore.
Yeah, it's that probably the like the mental toll, like losing his Padawan to the dark side, having to chop his limbs off, losing all of his Jedi brethren, going into exile. So I feel like there's a lot, but
mentally for him.
Mentally,
Yeah.
so yeah, there's there is no but. There's just a lot.
That was going to help him because when I can't remember what her name is, the one who dresses up as a guard, or whatever.
Taya.
When Taya told him a lot of Jedi have been through here, and he recognized some of the names and all that stuff, I thought that was going to give him a little bit more confidence.
Ooh.
And instead, it gave you exactly opposite.
Quinlan was one of them.
Yeah, Quinlan.
Quinlan was one of them.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I know that guy. I know
him.
But
there was actually an Easter egg of Quinlan in episode 1.
Really?
When Jar Jar's eating the frog, and he tells him Chesco Sebulba, aluminum Matati, whatever the hell, and he pushes him, tell him to calm down, because I actually have it pulled up because I didn't know if we were going to get there, but it's an Easter egg that us fanboys would see. But let me see if I can pull it up. If it is here, but he is in the background eating whatever the hell he's eating, but it's him in the back, right there, and he's right there in the back.
Oh,
and that's him. And it's one of those Easter eggs that was like, is that him? Is that him? And then people think that this could be like a lightsaber, maybe, or his leg. We don't know, but that can't tell me that's not him, bro. You can't tell me that's not him.
I can, and I that's something I never picked up on.
I've never seen that.
It was kind of cool. When they brought him, I was like, oh my god, okay, that's cool. That's cool. I don't know. I picked him up.
Yeah, he's a cool character. I mean, he was in not Rebels, Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a pretty cool character. Like really, really cool character. I would not mind seeing him have his own show.
Yeah.
Like if you want to get away from the legacy characters that I think Catherine Kennedy called them, this would be it. He's a cool guy,
I still think they're afraid to get too far away from the legacy characters. You want to get away from Skywalker, still. You still want to go. I think they're afraid.
Yeah,
it was her in wait, he had the love story with what's her name from also the Clone Wars, the bald chick. Ventress what's her name? Can't remember her name.
Oh my god, I know you're talking about too.
Yeah, the one from Clone Wars. Yeah. Ventress something.
Sounds familiar. I really got to get this.
Yeah, I got to get it together.
I haven't. I had like the animated series. I haven't really watched. I was always just reading up on these, and then that's how I know a lot of these names. But I probably should get into them. I heard they're pretty good.
Oh yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see more kind of the supporting characters rather than, because it's been like either legacy or fan favorites, like hence the what we're getting now or the Ahsoka series. But yeah, I'd love there's a part of me just especially as far as the animated Clone Wars series goes that was kind of bridging the gap between episode 2 and 3. Like me, I'd love to see a Kit Fisto series.
Ooh, yeah, Kit Fisto would be dope.
Like they did him so dirty in episode 3, man. Like
they did.
It just pissed me off so much.
Yeah, they made him look like he was like a Padawan. And he died instantly. I'm like, that's his legacy. I'm like, no, that sucks, man.
Yeah,
I get it. He died by Emperor Palpatine. I get that. Okay, you know, one of the strongest Siths in the universe, if not the best one. But it was just like, you're done. I'm like,
yeah, and I'm like,
it?
you know, like the Padawan who was defending Bail Organa, who took out like 4 or 5 stormtroopers. Or not stormtroopers, but yes, stormtroopers.
Yeah, no, the clones. Yeah,
yeah, like he got to do all that, but Kit Fisto can't even take on.
Well, I mean, she also was against stormtroopers versus Palpatine, but I mean, again, I also agree that it was just like
a waste almost.
He could have like maybe got a shot in or two on his robes.
Yeah, like something,
you know, super close.
Yeah, he did a couple. He did a couple blocks and then got slashed.
You just brought up some angry moments when I saw that, and in theaters, I was like, why?
Yeah,
I looked at my best friend. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
I'm like, really?
I'm like, that's Kit Fisto.
I'm like,
and he just died. Like, I was so mad.
They did that a lot. Well, this is what I was talking about. So she's in Clone Wars and
Asajj Ventress.
The sisters, yeah.
Asajj Ventress. Yeah. One of the witch sisters. So she becomes Dooku's apprentice. But her and Quinlan.
Yeah, Quinlan.
They kind of have like a love thing, and he turns dark side, and then he becomes good and she becomes good, and she kind of grows her hair out, and they have a really pretty cool story, and I would not mind seeing that like live action. Like that would be like a super awesome story. Like do that. Like there's like some things.
Dude, that would be actually really good.
Star Wars can do so much. Disney can do so much. My wife is reading the Clone Wars Stormtroopers series. It's the Omega series. It's a story of these 4 clones that went on missions together and how they were brothers and stuff together. How there's one chapter she was reading that they were always wearing the white all the time. And one of the guys leader goes, I just ordered these black ones. They're really cool. They just came in, and then they get sent to like freaking some snow planet, and he goes, well, that sucks. Like they gave him the black ones in a white planet, and he goes, they came in at the wrong time, but here we are. It was a pretty funny chapter she told me about, but Star Wars can go through the roof, and they don't even have to be the main characters. It's crazy.
There's a lot,
here's the worry, because they've done a lot of bad things. A lot of these stories have fallen on their face, and because Star Wars, how many hits can you really take? And that's the question. How long can they continue to not make hits? And it's hard to take that risk, because what is, you have to take a risk of not doing a character who's not known. Are they strong enough to do that and take that risk on that? Even though some of their best movies are of characters that people don't know about.
Yeah. I think that the Disney Plus route, the series is a good way to go for now. It's a very good medium, and I think that it all boils down to who they're choosing to take these on. Like Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni. We've already seen The Mandalorian, and even Book of Boba Fett was, even though it was mostly, like I've said in the past, it was more or less just Mandalorian season 2.5. I think it was still solid enough, and
It was a solid Mandalorian season. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Mandalorian season 2.5. It was a great season of The Mandalorian, right? But I think it all depends. And when I say I think it depends, it boils down to who they pick. Like, I know Taika Waititi's doing something. They're not saying what exactly it is. I believe it's going to be a movie they announced.
From what I understand, it's going to be a movie. Yeah, but they're keeping it tight.
You think that fanboys are going to let Taika Waititi do this?
He's got enough.
He's different. No, he's different though. That's, if there's anything he's not going to go the same route as everyone else. He is going to be different. And are they going to be able to stand for it?
And I think that's why I'm kind of excited for it, because it's going to be like a completely different flavor. Sometimes you got to you got to mix it up. You got to switch it up. You have to, kind of deviate from, the normal formula. And I know a big topic that we've spoken about over the last couple of weeks was Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and how that was a completely different. I don't think I've ever seen anything in a very long time be that influenced by its director.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of worked for and against it. But I think with Waititi, I'm kind of excited, because in some capacity I've enjoyed pretty much everything he's done, be it, the Thor Ragnarok, be it What We Do in the Shadows, Jojo Rabbit.
But it's all of it
Or-
is very funny. It's done a certain way,
Mhm.
and is Star Wars ready for that?
I think so.
Because it's going to
I
be
don't see why
different.
not.
I
What he
I
said,
feel
Yeah.
he mentioned earlier, it's okay to veer off and go off to a different direction.
Mhm.
Did you really think Rogue One was going to be as good as it was? It's one of my favorite Star Wars movies, and
Oh,
it
it's
has
easily
nothing.
one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's why I think that they can easily do this. I understand a lot, people are going to hate certain things, but
Mhm.
Rogue One was so good, and we not expect that at all.
Yeah, and it was a good breath of fresh air,
I
so
thought I thought the last trilogy could have been good if they would stay the direction they were going to go in from the first movie.
J.J. Abrams.
If the J.J. Abrams, they would have stayed that same direction, keep on going that same. I think they need to just trust themselves. Personally, if you're going to do something, do it. Trust yourself and get there. Don't listen to any of us saying what we are saying, all this crazy stuff. Do what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I blame J.J. Abrams for that sequel trilogy. It was like, I was like, you wrote it all. Why didn't you just stay and do it instead? Yeah, I don't want to get too much into it, but the difference
about that
though,
all night.
why exactly? Is I think Taika can do different stuff because it's not going to be the main characters. It's going to be something completely different. It's going to be new, and I think you can try that with new characters that no one knows, in a different part of the galaxy. Do something different, be different, try a different taste of the Star Wars kind of world or galaxy, whatever. Same thing with Rogue One. Why they were able to kind of do certain things is like you knew where the story fit in, and they just took that one sentence that they said in episode 4, like, oh, a lot of people died to get this, and they made an entire movie out of it.
They made,
and it was awesome.
Was great.
Yeah.
No,
So,
I like Taika. I would love to see if they give some regular characters. Give James Gunn a call and give him some regular characters and let him just develop something from there. I would like all that, but I just don't see Star Wars doing that.
I can see it. They need to. They need to. And Brandon said, like, the best spot is Disney Plus, because Marvel's doing it. From what I understand, the new Miss Marvel is going to be a very different kind of style made for younger kids, particularly young, like, girls, try to get them into theaters.
Yeah, which I'm really happy about, because Marvel is at that point where everything, they're doing individual genres now, or subgenres. This seems very like you said, oriented at preteens and like young girls, which is great.
We're gonna see Young Avengers soon.
And I'm hearing She-Hulk is going to be like a legal comedy, kind of along the lines of Ally McBeal, which I think is great. So yeah, I think crossing over and doing those subgenres might be the best thing for them. Keep things fresh and keep your viewers coming back for more.
How long do you think they could do that without extending the story?
I think they could do it for a while.
Different stories, or what you talking about?
So I'm saying you're gonna do all these individual, like these smaller stories that are branching off. Can you do that without extending the timeline?
I mean, I think so. That you got 10 years to work with right here, right?
And this is a vast galaxy we're talking about, man.
Like, have you guys?
You can go
there's
way
something
far
I've been.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Martin.
No,
Yeah.
I haven't seen this. And then I'm scrolling through like Disney Plus. There's something called The Bad Batch.
Bad
Yeah.
Batch, yo.
Yeah,
Bad
that's
Batch is
awesome.
great.
That's
Is
kind
that
of
good?
it's kind
Okay.
of it's kind of
Okay,
the
so-
book you're reading that turned into the Bad Batch, from
Okay,
what I
and
understand.
that's the thing. Like you can go off of that, and if from your guys' reaction on The Bad Batch, I'm assuming you guys can do that with everything. Like I don't know, there's so many opportunities, and if all three of you liked it, I'm pretty sure if I go watch tonight, I'm pretty
You're
sure.
gonna like
Damn,
it.
I'll
Oh
like it.
yeah, I think
fun.
it'll be right up your alley, Martin.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. You get I always get a laugh whenever Omega. It was like whenever she says her name. But yeah, so yeah, you might like it. But also, you don't need to extend the timeline because you have thousands of years before the Skywalker, that can happen. I mean, all the different cool Sith Lords. I mean, shit, you could make an origin story. I would be very careful how you touch that, but you can do an
sounds
origin
so
story of
scary, 'cause
how
once again, you're still touching main characters or the origins of these characters. I would stay away from it. I would love to see if they can just do something different.
Yeah, I mean that too. Just go to a random group of Jedi all the way on the other side of the universe and how they dealt with stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really like it's one of those few kind of franchises where I can earnestly say that the possibilities are pretty limitless.
It's an actual galaxy. It's
It's an
actually it's like we have a world. I talk about Harry Potter being the greatest franchise I think that's ever been created.
Mhm.
But that's just in this one little world.
Yeah.
Star Wars is galaxies. It's everything. It's all encompassing. Dune and Star Wars are in the same place. So I mean, these things are like that's how huge Star Wars is.
Yep.
And I would like to see them expand their horizon instead of going in between everything of stories that we see. I love them to see something that someone takes it out of the box and just goes way out left field.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, a lot of people complain about that. It's like, oh, you have this giant galaxy and you have the outer rim and this and that and this and that, and you're always on Tatooine. Like always. What the fuck? It's like, come on,
I would love to see something different, like Darth
like,
Raven or something like that.
Yeah, Raven would be cool. Bane. I think Darth Bane has a cool story. I mean, people like these bad guys, and definitely was. I believe Raven, Darth, was it Raven? He was good and then went bad and then went good again.
Yeah, that's why he had that purple sort of Windu kind of thing. So,
yeah, so like there's so much you can touch. They're kind of writing right now. There's not the new, is it the New Republic? The new storyline that Star Wars is creating, it's not doing well. And a lot of people are like not liking it just because they're like, it doesn't make sense with everything. But you could do more of that, go a little bit farther in the past, go do this. So like Brandon said, it's literally limitless, so try different things. At the very least, try different things.
Yeah.
So
all right, so what do you guys how do you rate this episode 3 of of Obi-Wan? How do you rate it?
As a Vader fan, it's a re-immerse of, I guess, not your hero because he's not hero, but your well, I mean, he could be a hero in some eyes at the very last minute of his dying life. He does somewhat bring balance. I don't know.
He's always brought balance to the Force.
Well, because
that's what he did.
He did what he did. Just he was 30 years late.
No, I think they just looked at the wrong. They said he will finally bring balance to the Force. Not realizing we have all these damn Jedis and we don't have that. You don't see any Sith Lords anymore. Well, he brought balance there, right? Didn't he? But he brought balance. You just didn't realize
good guy, one bad guy.
Yeah. You just didn't realize what it was going to be.
But for me, like I felt like it was a now because if you wanted to see how dark Vader really was, I felt like it was a now. Like you saw that what blew my mind is when he drug Kenobi, his old master, through that fire that he created, and he told him, "You're gonna feel what I felt." Like, damn, that was dark as shit.
Right?
Like, I was like, damn, I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
I was actually happy they went there. Yeah, that said, I think the Vader scenes pretty much made this episode. Like some of the Obi-Wan Leia stuff was kind of it was very here and there, and it hit or miss. But the Vader stuff was where it was at, and I think to an extent that's what you guys, and a lot of people were probably waiting for, and it's inevitably going to have to be watched anyway. So that said, I'd give it a now in that regard, just for the Vader scenes alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to be pretty much the same place with you guys. Darth Vader just him being in anything makes it almost a now. Like he just used the Force to make me disappear. But
you've been doing that all day. You've been doing it all day. Freaking Scotty's beaming him up all day.
I don't know.
All day.
It's this shirt. I don't know.
Try and fade out tonight before. We tried to do it at Dynasty Pylon where he would fade out, but
there you go.
Yeah, create a shadow. There you go.
And then we can just get rid of you. That's what we can do. That's what we can do. Coolest outro ever, bro.
Oh man, that would be awesome. I'm telling you, like Spider-Man, I'm starting to learn how to do this on my own, doing on command. But I think the episode is okay, but Vader is excellent, unbelievable excellent. Like he is, I said, the greatest character ever created by any genre, anything. He is the best, and because of that, you need to see it. You need to see it immediately. The rebirth of seeing Vader again is a stop wherever you're doing. Stop washing the dishes. Stop doing homework, and go see him immediately.
Yeah.
That's
totally.
That is exactly.
So, but
on point.
The rest of the episode, I'm going to say you can wait to decide what it is later, because it left you with too many questions. And if it turns out they answer those questions in episode 4, now this is even a better now. So go watch it now, and then watch the episode 4, and this episode might be ranked higher depending on the answers we get in episode 4.
I agree. Yeah, I'm gonna say now for same reason for Vader. I mean, it's Vader. I mean, come on. So but also, like, I just felt like this episode was how awesome are Skywalkers. You know, Anakin and Leia. Like, Leia she's got to be the greatest little actress I've seen in a very long time. She is playing the character so well. She's
so good.
And
she's great.
Dakota Fanning, I would say.
Yeah. I mean,
how you steal the show? Yeah, steal everything.
But it's also like she has to be like, hey, you need to be a little bit of Padme, and you also need to be Leia, but future Leia. You know, so you have to be the beginning parts of that as well. So it's like she's kind of like in a box on how you have to be, and she's just completely crushing it. You know, and then obviously, you know, Anakin, you know, Vader, you know, just every time he shows up on screen now, he gets more and more ruthless, you know, and cold-hearted, is bad, evil. Like, damn,
going into the past, and we're seeing really what he was, and what we saw was the best ever. But he was talking a lot. Now he ain't talking worth shit. He's like, I'm all about doing.
You know, I mean, and it's also like a lot fresher. This is 10 years since the Mustafar, you know, fight, where when we go to episode 4, you know, New Hope, that's what, 20 years after Mustafar. So things kind of you know, your priorities start to change a little bit, you know, like whatever, you know, like I need to rule shit instead of just being a vengeful kid, you know, because he's still fairly young at this point too. But yeah, so it just those were like super awesome. I loved it. There are some parts where I was kind of like questioning and kind of like, but it didn't ruin the episode for me. I'm gonna give this a now. You know, it just for Vader alone is super cool. But yeah,
Vader was this episode.
Push it over.
For sure. And I gotta say,
you just saw him walk through the street, and he like commanded the presence. The entire everything was just like, oh, y'all see that? That's Vader. You know,
Yeah.
that was just me watching it. I was like, hey, I was telling my wife, that's him.
Yeah.
Why am I whispering? He ain't gonna see me through the TV. You know, but it's just that's who he is. He's that epic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think it like you saw in some of Riva when he kills the boy and it kind of cuts to the Inquisitors and they're just like, ooh. And it's like the opposite of what they were kind of doing because they're still partly Jedi where he's full Sith. You know, where they're like, oh, if they don't have hope, then blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, I don't give a shit. Snap neck, you die, you die, you die. You know, and even like Riva like got like they all kind of like took a step back a little bit, like, oh, you know, oh shit, like this guy's real. You know,
he'll kill you just as fast. You get it cross him. He's about the bottom line. If you don't do the bottom line, then you're dead.
Yeah, Vader doesn't do empty threats. So if he says you fail, you're gonna die, you better not fail. So but I gotta say Riva was less annoying in this episode. It felt like I didn't mind her in this episode. Because now there's that power struggle of who's gonna be the new leader of the Inquisitors type of shit. So that I don't mind, but I don't I don't know how they're gonna do it because obviously the Grand Inquisitor has to come back. But that's an answer for a later episode.
Yep.
For now, it's funny.
I was looking for this image earlier.
That's
while we were talking about my background.
Yeah.
And he's
I got to step up my background game.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get you a green screen. I think we all have green screens back here. So, but cool, man. Anything else before we move on? Oh, I do want to do one quick thing. We'll try to keep it quick because we've already been on it for a while. Is predictions? Any predictions for episode 4, 5, or 6?
We kind of mentioned a few of them.
Yeah,
well, at least I think.
Yeah.
I mentioned one. The Grand Inquisitor coming back and killing Riva.
That's good. I'm going to say Obi-Wan fights Vader again.
Oh yeah, they're gonna come to blows again for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna and he at least step his game up a little bit, and to a point where Vader finds him as a threat again.
Yeah,
at least that much.
I mean, they're doing the Dragon Ball Z stuff, you know, like Goku gets his ass kicked and then realizes, you know, he has to fight for the right reasons, and then comes back and turns Super Saiyan. You know, so yeah, so that's what's gonna happen. But yeah, cool. I just wanted to see like any predictions, you guys. Yeah, we kind of already talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, I think that covers them all as far as I'm concerned. As far as I can tell.
Yeah. But cool, man. Yeah, let's end that here. We were kind of going for a little. We got a little sidetracked for a little while, but that's all right.
It's all good.
Yeah, but cool. Let's end it here for Kenobi. So if you're watching live, stick around. We're gonna watch a couple trailers, and then we still got our giveaway. But if you're watching on replay, appreciate it. Thank you. We're at 232 subscribers. You guys are amazing. We really appreciate all the subscribers, all the love, all the comments we've been getting. So thank you guys. But that being said, we will see you guys next week on Monday for the movie review, and then next week Wednesday for episode 4 of Kenobi. But that is it. Let's watch some trailers.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah, we kind of went out for a while. You out of here? Oh, Martin's probably out of here. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we went from like minute 22 to about an hour of just like Kenobi stuff. But
yeah, that's
it was like 40 minutes. And then we did like another 20 minutes of just like side talk, so that's not too bad.
Which is awesome, by the way.
Dude, that's how it just happens sometimes. I need to yeah. So when stuff like that happens, that's why you if you ever notice I'm like looking over here, looking down here, doing something down here, I'm like writing notes to myself, like, oh, I can cut this up here, I can do that there. So
but that's why I was like, all right, let's get this rating. I'm like, look at the time, like crap.
Yeah,
he's not gonna be able to do this stuff at all.
I didn't even think about the rating. I was just gonna like, ooh. We can only do like 2 trailers.
Yeah, we doing two trailers. Should we do the giveaway first?
Wanna do the giveaway first?
Why
We
not?
can do that. Yeah. Pull that up then. Damn, we haven't done a giveaway in a while. Well, at least that the subscriber kind
It's
of
been like 2
comment
days.
giveaway.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, the other like the way I used to do it for the comments was there.
But I know I really did enjoy this episode with the Vader.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with it in the future. It was a the first 3 episodes were pretty solid.
Yeah, I have no huge complaints. The way they decided to treat Obi-Wan is interesting. But I really need to see something in him need to get his mojo back.
I get that.
Yeah.
I was reading up on the history and the production history and how the filmmakers said that they were influenced by Logan, so I did go and watch Logan.
You watched Logan?
Yes.
There we go.
Nice.
First of all, Logan was great.
It really was, and I like I said, I think I was waiting for some of the Wolverine fatigue to die down. So I think I was at a point, it came out in 2017, so 5 years after the fact. I think it was just kind of high time to just watch it anyway. Great movie, first and foremost, and it was nice to see them finally get Wolverine a little more correct than they did than Bryan Singer bothered to. But yeah, I do kind of see those parallels as far as Logan and where he was when we found him at the beginning of that movie, in comparison to where we find Obi-Wan at the beginning of this and where we've seen him so far. So maybe he will have that big moment near the end like Logan did, where he goes completely berserk and we see classic Wolverine. Maybe we'll see classic Obi-Wan, later down the line.
I think this whole thing with Reva is what's going to bring it back. This whole thing with Reva is what's going to bring him having to save Leia and having to turn on his mojo. I think that's what's going to really change the whole trajectory of this episode, this series like this, and Obi-Wan's to become classic Obi-Wan.
Thank you, Martin. By the way, I had fun too. It was so nice to meet you.
Martin's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry about ruining your dinner plans. Tell Sandy sorry.
Sorry, Sandy. That's his wife. She's awesome too. But yeah, I can't wait to see them change it and just give us 2 episodes of classic Obi-Wan, because we have to, because you see what he becomes when Luke's ready.
Yeah, exactly. So, unless we're getting another season of this, which, I'd be more than happy if we got another season, we have to see that, and like I said, with each movie, it kind of felt like to me that Ewan McGregor was kind of morphing into Alec Guinness in terms of the mannerisms, the voice, the wisdom. We definitely saw traces of that, movie by movie. So I'm hoping, by the time this ends, be it if it's this season or if we get another one, we see that kind of transformation complete itself.
That's a very good point. I feel like you have to be careful when you have a story that's bookended by 2 other movies or a lot of other movies and other shows. You have to be careful about making multiple seasons of stuff. Because this fits in because we know Leia knew who Obi-Wan was beforehand. So now the story makes sense. It's fine.
Sure.
But if he does too many adventures and he's out there doing stuff all across the galaxy, how the hell did they not catch him?
Yeah.
It starts to bring too many things into question, and you can ruin other things by doing those things.
Yeah, so I feel like the adventures have to be very, very self-contained. There's only so much that you can do. You know, he's gonna have to go back to Tatooine and keep watch on Luke at some point in time. So if they go too crazy with it, they might kind of self-sabotage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I think they're doing a pretty good job with covering up their foot tracks. Like there's no way of connecting him to Tatooine, you
Sure.
know, still. You know,
Mhm.
he because I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and I guess there was a lot of hate about Reva knowing Anakin is Vader, you know, and then she tells Kenobi, and she's like, well, he had to find out somehow, right? Because in A New Hope, he knows, or is it in A New Hope he knows, you know, when or
Knows
I think
all
it was
of it.
Empire,
Yeah.
you know,
No,
Empire. He's like, well, he never tells him. He goes, Vader killed your dad, but in Empire, he finds out that like Vader is your dad. You know,
Mhm.
so like he had to have known, you know, that
so
that
Obi-Wan
was
knew
Anakin.
already. He just didn't tell Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even
Because a certain point of
insinuating,
view,
you know, he killed
you know.
your dad. You know, this is what it is.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
he knew that. Yeah. That.
Yeah. Guess he
Yeah.
well, you know, he meant he killed your dad, of course, metaphorically.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the a certain point of view?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
Depending
Yeah,
on
that
how
was
you
his thing.
look at it,
I
yeah.
mean, he said, I
Yeah.
killed
Killed
your
your
dad.
dad.
That's kind of messed up to say.
Uh,
So you might as well say Vader's the one that did it.
Yeah. It does work a little better than, you know, I basically turned your dad into a torso.
Yeah. See what happened. Let me sit you down, young Luke.
Yeah. Well,
I
you know,
favored your
So
sister. I gave
I
her to all the rich people, and I
oh,
put you
no.
on this dusty ass planet. And then I actually turned your dad into a torso, and I'm probably the reason why your mom's not alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
But
about that?
you know, he you know, we had a little bit of a disagreement. He had murdered a room full of children. He you know, he choked your mom, you know, uh you you know,
Yeah.
Well,
I
I can see I can see him starting the conversation. He's like, so let me tell you about the high ground. like,
yeah.
like, like, I can see like him telling about that. Like, listen, there's one thing about fighting, and you want to know, your father doesn't like the high ground.
Mhm.
Oh, can you imagine like doing a spoof comedy of like How I Met Your Mother or
Yeah.
How I Met Your Father, and we talk about
Mhm.
all these stories.
Mhm.
So young Luke, let me tell you about this. How I first met your father. That'd be awesome.
And the final sentence would have to be your dad skipped leg day.
Oh,
He skipped leg day.
uh,
Or just kind of work that in there somewhere.
oh my gosh.
um,
You got pulled up?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So I got it up.
Cool, cool, cool.
So I already spun it, clicked the button.
Mhm.
So we got, I don't know, we got Jimmy Mills winning it.
All right.
Everyone.
All right.
So congratulations, Jimmy.
So we had 21 people. You know, 21 people could have win it.
Yeah, congratulations, Jimmy.
Yeah. So he said, very happy for you guys. Keep up the good work. Give it a little flex, and also go Bucks because he's a big Bucks fan. I was a Tom Brady fan. So he's always in the chat.
My nemesis.
So always in chat. Talking about the Bucks. But there we go. That's the second winner. So we'll make sure we'll send Jimmy the gift card for Netflix.
Jimmy, make sure you comment on the video, let them know that you got it, and let us know what you did with the Netflix gift card.
Well, I don't know what else can you do with it.
Hey, Bill.
pay a Netflix bill. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. What did you get? You get Stranger Things on us.
Exactly. Hey,
yeah.
That really is a you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I know. I have to watch it. I watch it. There you go. Congrats, Jimmy.
The new season was, or part 1 of season 4, I loved so much.
It's amazing. We gotta let Tank catch up, but yeah, it's amazing.
I know. I hopefully this weekend I can watch it
for sure.
So some of the trailers I was thinking The Menu just came out today.
Okay.
And looked interesting, different.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't even seen it yet. I'm totally down.
No.
Yep.
Is it Searchlight? Yeah, here it is. And then I was thinking we didn't do it last week. Was The Beast or just Beast with Idris Elba?
Okay.
I don't know if you guys seen that one yet, but that one is getting a lot more traction in the last week or so. So it didn't get a lot of views when initially, but I think word of mouth are like, hey, you need to go check out this trailer.
All right, let's do it then.
Let's go. Yeah.
All right. Pull everything up real quick. All right.
Hang on. Closing my window. Whoa.
All right. So we'll do the menu first, and then the Beast.
Right. Okay.
Wait,
we're good.
Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Good. All right. Cool.
Yep, we are good.
All right, so we're gonna end the night with a couple trailers. This first one is called The Menu. Just came out today. It's already like number 32 on trending on YouTube. So yeah, let's watch it and then kind of talk about it a little bit.
Good evening. Welcome to Hawthorne. It'll be our pleasure to feed you.
Tonight will be magical.
Over the next few hours, you will ingest fat, salt, protein, and at times entire ecosystems.
We're eating the ocean.
We're eating the ocean.
Are you crying?
It's just I find it all very moving.
So it's okay that I'm not as into this as you are. Oh my god.
You shouldn't be here tonight. You, my dear guests, are not the common man. Isn't that right?
Is he gonna keep doing that?
What happens inside this room is meaningless compared to what happens outside. We're but a frightened nanosecond. Nature is timeless.
What the hell is going on?
I love you all.
We love you too, Chef!
Any questions?
Is this bergamot I'm getting, Chef?
Yes, it is.
Adam McKay produced it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Huh.
How about that? And nice cast with obviously the likes of Ralph Fiennes, Nicholas Hoult, Anya Taylor-Joy.
I have a problem. John Leguizamo, there's no way. There's no way. He was like, no. He will snip this all up.
Yeah, yeah. He would shut that down pretty quick. Like I'm
He would call Mr. Wick. He would say, "Hey, I need you to come get me real quick," and all this will be over.
Yeah, but I was getting it reminded me of two things. It reminded me of Ready or Not to an extent.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was this movie back in, I forgot the year. Has anyone seen a movie called Would You Rather? It's got to be like 7 or 8 years old. It has to be. Brittany Snow, the hot blonde chick from the Pitch Perfect movies, was in it.
I don't think I've seen this one.
Yeah. it reminded me of that. Like a group of people were invited to a dinner, and they would the host would Jeffrey Combs played the host, I believe, and he would be like, "Would you rather like do this or do that for X amount of money?" And
Mm.
the would you rather's got progressively dangerous and more murderous, and it became like an elimination game. That's one of the things I thought of watching that trailer, and I liked that it didn't show like a whole lot. We get plagued by all these trailers that show the whole movie like compressed to 2.5 minutes, and I think that showed just enough to kind of intrigue me.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
see, I always put myself in the middle,
Mhm.
with the of a dinner like that, and I see all these people just listening to him, just blindly doing whatever the heck he says to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I don't trust that.
Yeah, that's a great big wad of nope. I am noping out of there.
Exactly. I'd be like, nah.
Dinner for schmucks just got
It
serious.
just got serious.
Yeah, there you go.
I like that.
Yeah.
They bring out a bird with some scissors, and I'm like, nope. Time
Mhm.
to check, please. I gotta go. It's time for me to leave. That's
Yeah.
I won't do it.
But yeah, this one, the trailer dropped today. I shared it on the Facebook group, and I was kind of intrigued. Same thing. Like watching it, I was like, okay, I'm kind of curious, like what exactly is happening. Like who's killing who? Why are they killing? Like just enough where I start asking questions where my curiosity is like, I'm probably gonna go see this, and a
For
pretty
sure.
good cast, right?
Yeah,
Pretty
really
good
good
cast.
cast.
Great,
So
great cast.
so
Mhm.
I felt like this one, the menu just came out of nowhere. Like no one really talked about it. It's like, here's the trailer, and
When's
then
it coming out?
it just said coming soon.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think today was actually the first day I've actually heard about that one.
I mean, we
Yeah,
have
it
time.
came out today, the trailer.
Mhm.
Earlier this morning. But yeah, I don't think they have a release date yet.
Mhm.
But it says right now it's penciled in for November 18th.
Okay, so we have time to hear some
We
of
get
this.
we got some time. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like the unofficial like thing. So it could change by then. But it looks good. I like it. I'm
Yeah.
interested. I like a good scary horror kind of movie. Hey, what is up, Oli?
Hey,
Happy
Yo,
Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
happy Wednesday to you too.
We miss Will, man. Will's always got a spot whenever you guys are ready and you come back on. Will's forever gonna be a spoiler king.
He's the best though. So
Yeah. So, but I hope you guys are doing good. Let's watch one more trailer.
yeah.
Cool.
All right. So we're gonna watch. It's just called Beast. Idris Elba came out about a week ago, 25th of May. And it's really getting traction. I've been seeing a lot more people talk about it, have feelings about it. It looks interesting. So yeah, let's check it out and then go from there. And then Oli said soon. Like, yes. All right. That's what I like to hear. Cool. Let's watch this Beast trailer.
Go back to the calls.
Things at Pride Rock really changed under Simba's rule, huh?
I was gonna say this is an in between cool too. This is when Scar took over.
Or this is or is this like the in between cool when Scar was messing things up along with the hyenas?
Scar was the hyenas around. That's what Scar
Yeah.
did. He's like,
Yeah,
Beast.
Simba, this kind of behavior is a little beneath him, or for all I know, maybe him and Nala had a disagreement one day, and but no, very Ghost in the Darkness,
very Ghost in the Darkness,
or even maybe like the Gray with Liam Neeson.
Yeah,
to an extent, but
He was
very
saying,
much.
Yeah, I was hearing a lot of that, like Jaws, but with the lion.
Mm-hmm.
No,
but those kind of tense thrillers, with Man versus Wild. they're all in the execution. Idris Elba and Charlton Copley have garnered more than enough goodwill in my eyes, so it's something I'll end up checking out probably.
I'm definitely gonna watch it. My mind is, if I'm taking my family anywhere where there are dangerous animals all over the place, I'm not relying just on your guns. I'm gonna have my own guns too. There's something.
Oh, for sure.
There's no way I'm just going out there with Simba and just be like, hey, let's go hand to hand combat, and we will like a alliance too. Nah, bro.
There you go.
There's no
Punching a
hand to
lion.
hand combat with a lion. No, I mean, punch a lion. What's it gonna do? He's gonna eat your arm. You know, now you're Darth Vader. Now you messed up. I hope you got someone's back to the tank. You know, I don't understand why you go out and think this is okay. So no.
No. Yeah, I'll see it. Some of those types of thrillers have really surprised me. What was the one from a couple years ago with Kea Scodelario, the girl from the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie? Is the one with the shark? It wasn't Feast.
That's not with
It wasn't called Feast. No, I'm thinking of something different.
That's not with no, I was thinking the one with Ryan Reynolds is Blake Lively.
Yeah, that was
no, that's that one.
No, I'm not talking about that one. What was the name of it? I gotta look it up now. Hang on. Crawl was the name of it.
Crawl. I don't think I've seen that one.
It's about 3 years old. Like her, she was trying to save her dad during a hurricane, and she was trapped like in a flood. I believe it took place in Florida, and she was trying to survive against alligators.
I know which one you're talking about. I have not. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
That one was solid, man.
Was it from the trailers? It looked kind of like goofy kind of style, and I was like,
it does have a little bit of hokiness to it. I know it was from the director of the Hills Have Eyes remake, and he's directed like he did Horns with Daniel Radcliffe. He's got a couple. I think he did like Piranha 3D, which was really, really hokey but fun. But yeah, this one it had its fair share of tense moments, which I really appreciated. So and like I said, this one, like I said, it all boils down to the execution in this genre in particular. So I'll check it out.
Yeah.
And anything with Idris Elba.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he's such a good actor. I mean, I don't think he would take a role if the script was stupid. I mean,
he's done a really good job from becoming Dave Chappelle's weed man to becoming a great actor. He's gone a long way.
Yeah, and I think he hasn't made anything that I haven't I think Obsessed was the turning point where he really learned his lesson.
But I watched you ever seen Luther?
Oh yeah, I love Luther.
Luther is so good. Like I mean,
really good.
Then, so I mean, I just trust him. And industry you trust. I'm gonna go with him, and he probably knows better. So I'm hoping he makes this be a good movie. To me, in my mind, I always think if there's a killer lion on the loose, take more guns and take the high ground. You usually will find them. In my mind, So, but whatever. We'll go for the ride. Let's go. Whatever.
Yeah. He's done pretty good. He was in that cowboy movie. He was in that cowboy movie on Netflix that came out. The Harder They Fall.
Yeah, he was unbelievable in that.
Wasn't there another one he did where he was like a modern day cowboy or something like that?
Concrete Cowboy.
Concrete Cowboy, yeah. Caleb McLaughlin from Stranger Things was But by the way, that you can't help but love Caleb McLaughlin. Such an endearing kid, especially on pretty much every season of Stranger Things. I really like his story arc on this one.
He's like 22 years old.
Yeah, he's grown up the most, I think. Like, he went from being like a little boy to he's a man now. Where everyone else, like
a freshman in high school, I was like, how?
Yeah,
He's 6'2". Yeah, he's 220. Yeah, got muscles. He's out there. Yeah, I'm a freshman. All right,
He was rocking that box fade though. I love that. But
he's good.
Yeah. I like him. I feel like he's got a long career ahead of him.
Yeah, I'm looking at if he's done anything major, and he really hasn't. Concrete Cowboy, Stranger Things, Dora in the Lost City, which is I don't even remember him.
I remember him. The first time I saw him was actually a couple months before season 1 of Stranger Things. He was on that show Shades of Blue with Jennifer Lopez and Ray Liotta, R.I.P. Yeah, just like a couple months before Stranger Things showed up.
He was on there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, but yeah, he's good. I think you said it. He would be a good like Static Shock.
The comic fan in me the comic fan in me would love to see him as Static Shock.
I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that.
Me and a good friend of mine that I grew up with were debating if he would be a better Static Shock or a better Miles Morales. He's a little too old for Miles Morales. Like I was saying, the kid from the latest season of Cobra Kai, Dallas Young, who played Kenny. I like I said, I really think his opening, his introductory scene on the latest season of Cobra Kai, that was his unofficial audition for Morales to me.
Yeah, legit.
Look how young he was.
Look how he was to how he is like now. This like
grown man.
Yeah, facial hair, everything, but rocking kind of Static Shock-ish colors, the blue and the black. So I can see that. That'd be really good.
Yeah, if Warner Brothers got it together in terms of DC, but unfortunately, that's a pipe dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe DC just needs to pull a Marvel and just become their own studio, break away from Warner Brothers. Maybe things will maybe they could get themselves on track.
You need so much money to do this stuff. I mean, I don't see
Shock would be awesome.
Yeah, like a Static Shock movie, like a proper Static Shock movie could be so dope.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I always love like the cartoon. I mean, I watched every cartoon like back then, like whatever showed up. And then once they started tying it into like Justice League, all the other kind of like Batman Beyond. He was in the Batman Beyond, or they're tied in. Yeah. So he was always cool. But yeah. Well, cool. Anything else, guys?
I think that's about
2 hours works out for us. I mean, we did.
Yeah,
like almost 2 hours on the dot,
Kenobi
right?
a lot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we did Kenobi a lot. So I'll probably have to cut that up a little bit.
Hey, Darth Vader does that to people. Come on.
Yeah, can't help
it. Yeah, for sure. But what are we doing? So Monday we're gonna do Bob's Burgers. We're gonna review that, and then obviously next Wednesday we'll be here. What's next Wednesday? We have
episode 4 of Obi-Wan
and Miss Marvel.
Yeah. I forgot all about that.
We're never gonna do Stranger Things. This is just
yeah. We're gonna have to make time for Stranger Things.
If you guys want to do a Stranger Things, like, have you watched all part 1?
No. So I'm on episode 4.
Okay.
How many
episodes? So
let me know when you guys are.
Let me know when you guys are finished up with that, and I'm happy to join in.
7. So let's.
You're almost there.
Next Wednesday, let's talk about Baby doing it on Friday.
Okay.
If anything, I mean, you guys can do one, just Stranger Things or something like that.
Okay.
Live or recorded.
Yeah, we'll give you a chance to Friday, but after Friday, that's it. We're going.
Yeah,
we're going with it.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Let me know. I'm ready when you guys are.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, next week Miss Marvel, because I believe it's the 8th it comes out.
Yep.
So that's gonna be fun. We'll do Kenobi and Miss Marvel. have some time. And then also Martin said revamp the BS show. So the Did We Just Become Best Friends? We're hoping to do it on this Friday. And like Martin said, it's a BS show. Before it was kind of like me and Alfredo. That's the original Nerd Huddle kind of show. And it was just where we talked about trending stuff, trending, whatever was kind of.
You guys talked about a lot of stuff, shows, movies,
so
all this stuff.
Yeah, we kind of started separating things into like now we have our own sports channels. Now we have a movie channel. So I think that's just gonna be us like hanging out and just talking. Probably playing a couple like a video game. While we're kind of just talking and hanging out. So kind of just chill, kind of fun thing. Hopefully we're gonna do that this Friday. We'll see. Maybe we'll play some like Fall Guys. Get a couple of us in and play some Fall Guys together. So that's always fun. But cool. I think that's it. Congrats to Jimmy Mills. Congrats winning for that. So we'll make sure we contact you. I believe he is in the Facebook group. So yeah. What do you say? Story time. I don't know about this Friday. So
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be sometime this month for sure. Bring back Did We Just Become Best Friends? Yeah, which is nice because I always had DJ Suede.
Oh man, all those openings. Oh man, that was awesome.
Yeah, so I can bring back some of his remixes. So that'd be fun. But cool. Let us get out of here, man.
Yeah. Thanks for everybody who's in the comments. Thanks for everyone who watched today.
Thank you
please
so
leave
much,
comments
everyone.
on your information. I want to, if anyone thinks something different about this episode that we're not thinking, let us know. I read all the comments. Tank reads them all first, actually. So it lets me know about it. But I want to hear all of it because I want to hear where you guys think Obi-Wan's going to go. How fast where's Ms. Marvel going to go? What we're going to do with that? Are we going to enjoy this first episode? I want to know about Stranger Things. So any of those things, please comment, let us know, and we'll get back to you. We'll bring it up on the show.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like Brian said. But thank you, Brandon, for coming back, hanging out, talking about this.
Absolutely.
Watching the trailers and all that stuff. But cool. Let's get out of here, guys. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys on Monday.
All right. Have a good night. All right.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.